sure my hair is where it needs to be. I got bit again. You see, they just like They just like me.
Where the hell you get bit at?
Outside.
Oh,
I went out there to help Devin.
I was just about to ask when was you outside?
Yeah, I went out there to go help her, and the mosquito was like, "Ooh, there go that sexy girl. She got that sweet blood. Let me go ahead and get a piece of that real quick." And they was like, "Eh." They was like, "Ooh, I'm full."
Hilarious.
And I was like, "Damn, they got me." Let me stop. Now, but I do get bit every freaking summer. Mosquitoes just love me. I don't wear any scented lotion. I think they just attracted to me. I feel like they can smell the sweetness and they just want a piece of it.
Probably.
I'm sick of it. Bite somebody else, goddammit.
Yeah, well, you know.
Because don't none of y'all get bit. Dev don't get bit. You don't get bit. The kids don't get bit. It's just me.
I get bit, but mine don't turn out looking
yours
like
don't turn out like this?
Nah.
I don't know why they turn. I think it's because I'm light skinned. I think that's why. I think that's why y'all can see it good because I'm light skinned. I feel like if I was y'all complexion, well, you ain't really all that dark either. You mocha chocolate, yeah. No, just playing. Oh, you not that dark. You really
I'm not.
I love your shirt, by the way. It compliments those shoes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look real debonair. I don't have any of my jewelry on today. Nothing. No rings, no earrings, no chain, no bracelet. I'm just plain Jane today. Got the legs out because it's summertime. Y'all gonna keep making comments about them. Guess what? They're here. I can't get rid of them. I mean, I could, but then I'll look like this, and I don't want to look like that. I want to look like this. I actually want to get.
Oh, my mind went totally.
Yeah, I know where your mind went because my mind went there too. But I was like, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of With Your Old Ass Podcast. My young old ass and my co-host here bring you guys life discussions, difference of opinion, drama, bullshit, everything in between, including your mama. Listen, this show don't make sense to some of y'all. It makes sense to some of y'all. It's just entertainment for some of y'all, and it's eye candy for some of y'all. It is what it is. But the point is, if you don't understand the clips you see, then go watch the full episode, because then it'll make sense to y'all. Just saying. But we bring y'all all kind of shit. And whether you like it or you don't, that's not our problem. Right, Pac?
That's right.
So if you allow us to borrow your eyes and your ears for a brief moment, we gladly appreciate it. And once again, I know Spotify and iTunes is not up to date. I will get it done when I can. I'm a busy lady, a very busy lady. But I'll get all that up to date when I can. Also, make sure y'all check me out on my stream. Follow me on TikTok at therealtaylor.Nicole, and you can get in on that stream. It's a new schedule coming next week, so be prepared for it, baby. And also, go to tiktok.com/coins and run up that money real quick, because you're going to need it when you come over to Tay side. Anywho, any hey, any day. Welcome back once again. I have been, what the hell, we ain't in the show. I am your lovely and most gorgeous host, Miss Tay Nicole.
And I'm your co-host, Pac Manley. Good night, everybody. No, I'm fine.
Crying. And together we are a part of a fly-ass podcast called
With Your Old Ass Podcast.
Pac, how you doing, baby?
I'm all right. I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How was your work week?
Yeah, it was work.
Right.
You know, ain't nothing too much to say. I don't want to speak too much on things there.
Feel you.
Because when I'm there, I'm there. When I'm not,
you not there.
I'm not.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that, brother.
So I wanted to discuss something or bring something out. So remember, I was talking about the scientists coming up missing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So new developments.
News alert.
So they found one of the scientists.
Mm-hmm.
So they did all right. So her day started out. She went to work. Her and her husband went to work. I guess they worked at the same place. She forgot something in the car. Went back to the car to retrieve it. I guess they're saying a blue truck pulled up. She got inside. Truck drove off.
Never seen.
And then they end up finding her body. I don't know if it was her body or her skeleton remains out in like a desert or something with a gun laying next to her. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's I thought I'd, update y'all with the update I just got last night about it.
Ooh,
That's just crazy. Like, you ain't, as a man, you ain't walked back to the car with your wife. Like, did you see her get into the truck? Like,
so many questions.
I have a lot of questions. Like, with the gun y'all found, did y'all, fingerprinted? Was her fingerprints on the gun?
I mean, of course they're gonna be on the gun. They making it look like
maybe not. And like I said, we don't. From what I heard, they don't know. I don't know if it was her. Well, of course they found her body, but I don't know if it's like her body was intact or
if it wasn't.
If it wasn't, or if decay had set in, rigor mortis or whatever.
Oh, so she had been missing for a while.
Yeah. I think she's one of the first ones to go missing.
Wow, that's sad.
It's crazy. Rest in peace to that young lady.
And also condolences to her family. That's really sad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel bad for skipping to the next segment, though. Let's do a moment of silence for her, please, and all of the scientists involved. Amen. May their souls rest in peace. That's jacked up, son.
It is.
You didn't ask me how my work week went.
How did your work week go?
Full of chaos. Kids everywhere. Trying to stream. Trying to make a better life for me and you. And all I got is kids in my ear yelling, TT this. Mama TT that. Then the other one going, man. But it's life. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Having them around makes me be like, damn. I guess I wouldn't mind having one or two of them little things running around here.
That'd be one or two little things running around here adding to the chaos.
It's okay.
I was going to say something, but I ain't going to say it because y'all might look at me different.
What was you going to say?
Well, at least with those two, you can drop kick.
I can drop kick the other ones, too.
It's jokes, people. It's jokes.
I can take the other ones out, too. They my man go, man. I am the discipline. You know that. I am the disciplinary when it comes to, like, my siblings. I love them to death. But my siblings, they are, my brother's trying to learn how to be disciplinary to his two little ones because they so little, so he don't want to be too harsh on them, but he don't want to be too soft on them to where they don't understand, when daddy's serious and when daddy's not. Then my sister, her kids been grown up so damn much, she got to start over with the younger two when it comes to discipline because it's just different, especially with that 2-year-old. It's just different. Because she's so smart, she's got bigger siblings, so she learned way faster than they got to learn because the oldest girl started out and her brother, and they grew up together, and then, you got the two middle ones, so it's just like trying to figure out how to, especially with the new baby. I'm like, how is this gonna work out? Like, because she's definitely gonna be so smart because she's right underneath the smart 2-year-old. So it's just like, Lord Jeebus. But yeah, I am the disciplinary. I took after my mama with that for sure. Because I don't play that bullshit. I don't play disrespect. I got the 2-year-old saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. You got to remind her to say it, but it's just like anything else. Once you get her to remember how to say it, she'll say it. Like, she's very well mannered enough to say thank you. Sometimes she'll be a butthole and won't say it because she got a little attitude. But, you remind her, she'll say it.
It surprised me the other morning when I was getting her milk. And I told her, I got her milk, and she grabbed it. She was walking away and said, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm starting her off young. I think that's the biggest mistake that, as an auntie, I made. Because when my sister would go to work, I would have the kids. And I feel like I messed up with some of the kids. I messed up with teaching them the proper way to be respectful and have manners at a young age. I feel like because they was 1 or 2, they wouldn't understand it. Dealing with her, I realized, yeah, they would have.
And just to add on, she did turn around and call me a punk right after. So I was like, oh, there she go.
She said, thank you, punk.
And she said, thank you, and then walked like through the dining room, got to the living room, was like, punk, and then ran.
She is funny. I love that little girl. She is too funny. She is too funny.
All I can think was, yep, there she go.
There she go. So you guys got a little life update, a little news. Let's jump into today's episode. At the end of the show, we will do a quick little check-in about some advice, maybe. Y'all still ain't been sending out the emails, but that's on y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't gonna keep telling y'all the email. Matter of fact, it's on the pages. You can find it. Anywho, any hey, any day. Today's segment, we're gonna talk about childhood trauma and whether it's an explanation or if it excuses. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's 50-50. Just depending on what it is, it's 50-50. And whether it's an explanation for how a person is or if it's an excuse. But I feel like they can go coincide. And I'm going to say reason being is because sometimes it can be an explanation for why a person started out like they did. But then it become an excuse when you know it's wrong and you still keep doing it.
Some people might be mad at me at this episode. So I got some things to get off my chest.
Oh, shit. Do you want me to ask the questions first or do you want to go
Sure.
straight? Okay. What about you? How do you feel about it being an explanation or excuse?
50-50.
Same. I feel you. At what point do we stop blaming our past for our current and future? Like, at what point in life that shit should just be dead?
In my head, I'm thinking when you realize, that you can change it.
Right.
But I also want to go a different route, but no, I'm sticking with that. When you can realize that, once you realize that some of the trauma wasn't, what I'm saying, an excuse, and, it can be explained. Because I know where a lot of my childhood trauma comes from that shaped me into the man I am today and the way I act.
Mm-hmm.
I know where that comes from. And when I did realize it, it wasn't an excuse, but like I said,
it was an explanation.
Yeah, it was an explanation. It was able to be explained.
I ain't gonna lie. A lot of my childhood trauma, and y'all gonna see a lot of the stories unfold. Some of it gonna unfold in Tay and Pac at night, or Pac and Tay at night, whichever. I don't know which way we're gonna call that show yet. Like, we got so many names in the books. We gonna find one. But when we do our nightcap, some of the stuff is gonna be explained in that because some of it has something to do with adult time conversation. But a lot of my traumas and stuff some of them, I'm not gonna lie, I'm currently using them. Well, not currently. I previously was using them as excuses. And like you said, when I had already realized that it was back then, I continued to use that as an excuse to keep moving how I was moving on certain things. And there's some things was an explanation like, oh, that's why I am like I am. Let me try to fix that. Like, what the whole thing about like how I am when it comes to dealing with people who are abusive or who are just not wanting to elevate themselves in life in some way, form, or fashion. All of that stuff stemmed from back in the day as a child. So where I'm like, okay, that's why I am like I am when it comes to moving a certain way. I don't use it as an excuse. I use it as a explanation to elevate, so to speak. But I feel like when it comes to your past, really, your past should be your elevation to every key step in your life. So, like he said, every time you realize that something was a trigger from your past and it was a part of the reason why you were hindered, you should be using it as a reason to elevate and go past it, not as an excuse. Just saying. Can you hurt others while you're healing?
Yes. No, you want me to elaborate?
A little bit.
Some people don't want you to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So they want you to stay as is, and sometimes healing can be cutting some people out of your life. It's not necessarily your, I guess, being wrong, but some people are going to take that as, what I'm saying?
As this, like a hurt. It's going to hurt them.
Yeah, it's going to hurt them.
It's a two-way street. What you said, yes, but depending on how you're hurting them during your healing, determines on if it's really you healing or if you're just strictly hurting somebody. If you're actually healing, like, for example, I'm going to therapy. I need to call my therapist, by the way, and schedule an appointment with her. But I go to therapy and I talk with my therapist, and there's certain things my therapist had me and her have communicated about me that I didn't even pay attention I was doing until we talked, which was I had a tendency to hold how I feel in to avoid hurting somebody else's feelings because I didn't want to cause a rift or a problem in somebody else's life, so I just would keep it to myself, right? And just recently, I experienced a moment where I didn't give a damn who got hurt or who had to deal with the repercussions of what I had to say. I said what I said, and I got it off my chest. And yeah, it caused chaos or hurt other people, but it was hurting me to keep it inside. So I had to do what I had to do, and that is an example of healing yourself while hurting others. Now, like I said, when it comes to healing yourself and hurting others, you have people who maliciously want to be mean and call it healing. I'm healing myself, but realistically, they're just being an asshole. Like, I can't use a specific person without causing problems.
Cause them problems, no plan.
Because it's not gonna hurt me to not say their name. But there's a specific person who wants to put blame on everybody else and say everybody else is causing drama or everybody else is doing X, Y, and Z. But all the while, they're really the ones causing problems. They just saying that because, oh, I'm trying to heal myself. I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. Y'all over here do this. Like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. But I do feel like, they're saying hurt people can hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's where that comes from, though.
Yeah.
You're hurt, so you're trying to heal yourself, and it's gonna hurt people. It is what it is, though. You can like it, love it, or leave it, rub it, flip it, smack it, rub it down. Anywho.
Bop it, sock it, flip it. Sorry.
Ooh. Breaking generational cycles versus repeating them.
Yeah, so that's 50-50.
I feel like some of your generational cycles you can't really break. There's certain things that they're going to happen. And a lot of times they're going to happen not because of you as a person, but just because of how the world works. For example, almost every woman in my family, unfortunately, has dealt with an abusive man. Actually, I think all of us have. And it's not that many women in my family. Let's see, I got my 4 aunties, my sister, myself, and my 2 female cousins that are in my generation, at least. I don't know about the generation underneath me because I don't really talk to them. They kids to me, no shade, no tea. But they're kids to me. Just saying. They're the children of my cousins, so they're kids to me. But all of us have dealt with an abusive man. And I know what you're thinking, that's just bad picking on your part. No, because it's the same way with some of the men in my family. They have all dealt with some type of crazy female. Like, I think that's a generational thing that just, unfortunately, may not be able to be broken because people are going to be people.
All right, and when you first meet somebody, they don't just come out and say, hey, I'm an abuser.
Right.
You still want to talk to me?
Right, ain't nobody going to say that right off.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, repeating them would be like knowing your daddy's an alcoholic and then you go and be an alcoholic. I can't say that we have any repeat offenders in our family of generational cycle, so to speak, when it comes to like that. But there are other things that I just won't mention on here that are definitely people are just constantly repeating because they feel like it's the way of life. If you're from the street, you know what I'm talking about. Just saying. What about you, Pac?
Yeah, it's the same because, like you said, I'm not going to say every woman in my family has dealt with an abusive man. They probably have. I'm not going to lie. I know of some that have.
Yeah.
But, I also have some lesbians in my family, so I'm pretty sure they didn't deal with no abusive man. No, or then again, they did. Probably that's why they're lesbian.
Could have been their daddy. Because I got
Right,
a cousin whose daddy was like that.
right. So it there is some things that you can change, and then there's some things that you can't. Like I said, and nobody's gonna just come out and say, "Hey, I'm an abuser." You know, let's go on a date.
Right, right.
But once you start to sit back and realize some things, you know, it's if you think it's best for you to make a change, it's probably best for you to make that change.
True.
Like, like she brought up alcoholism. I was a heavy drinker back in the day. My mother was a heavy drinker. Don't know about my grandparents if they was heavy drinkers or not, but my mother was, and after she passed, I kind of
Picked up her
dove
trait.
dove in the bottle to self medicate a lot more, and
That's where that repeating them comes from.
and that's the same thing that happened with my mother. She Before her mother passed, she wasn't really a drinker like that, and after her mother passed, she went into a depression and became a heavy drinker. And I did sit back and notice that, like, hey, I am self medicating my depression with this bottle and also some other things. But,
What
this
made you?
this lovely female right here, grabbed me by my Achilles tendon and
Oh,
pulled me out the bottle. Not all the way. I still dive in a little every now and
he
again,
dipped his toe in it.
but I'm not as heavy as I once was. My brother likes to call me a recurrent alcoholic. I mean, not a recurrent, but
A recovering.
a recovering alcoholic, because he knows that I was one of I could drink a whole bottle of 1800 by myself and wake up and not be hungover. Now that I'm getting older and that I don't drink as much, hell,
Yeah,
half
that man barely drink.
half pint. I drink a half pint and wake up in the morning feeling like ugh. Sometimes, but it's
So real quick before we, because I want you to, you said you got stuff to get off your chest. Before we get to that, what made you sit back and go? Cause you're a grown man. Me telling you, hey babe, you need to cut the drinking down a lot. Like cut out the beer, which you did great. You cut out the beer with no problem. But what made you go? Okay, this woman's asking me to stop drinking, cut out the beer. What made you go? Let me listen to what she's asking.
I had already noticed
That you was going
that
down
I
that
was
route.
already down that hole,
Uh huh.
you know, and it was just at least having somebody there in my corner saying, "Hey,
To support you.
yeah," to support me. Like, not saying that I don't have people in my corner, but somebody that your spouse and somebody that you live with and go to sleep and wake up to every day. It's one thing for somebody over a phone to tell you or through a text message, "Hey, you need to leave." Maybe you
You know,
need to
for
slow down or something,
yeah.
or you know what I'm saying.
But
But
having that person in your face.
yeah, every day, and you know what I'm saying. It's like, all right, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I had already wanted to start, but just having that backup helped me a lot. I'm sorry.
It's kind of like when it was with the anti, not anti. I'm sorry, but with the panic disorder and the anxiety disorder, which is still an uphill battle. I have my days where I have to take a step back and shelter myself to regroup, but um, having a in-home person see me go through it and show support the way you show support is what helped me get through that moment, even when the chips was falling down, because the chips was falling down. And now we're picking my chips back up and putting them back in the proper places they're supposed to be in. Um,
I might eat one every now and again. Sorry.
I'm crying. But the thing is, the reason why I asked that is because I was like, I wonder if the same thing that I went through was the same thing you went through, which is knowing that you had someone there to say, hey, I love you enough to tell you that you need to stop.
Right.
And in my case, it was like, I love you enough to sit here with you while you go through it. Even though I know medically you're fine, it's just a mental thing that you can't shake right now. And I understand that it's taking a toll on your body. Same thing with the drinking, it was taking a toll on your body. So I just wanted to know that. Now, for the fun part, because Pac rarely talks, it's usually me running my flabbergastus.
So,
What is it, Pac?
I was at work one day, think I was doing the trash run and sitting back thinking to myself, the reason why I don't ask people for help a lot.
I think me and you talked about this.
Maybe it might be, I don't know if it's the same thing, but I think I found the origin of it. So growing up, my mom was in the hospital a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There would be days, weeks that I would be home by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I would ask, family members like, hey, can I come stay at your house? Can you come pick me up or something? You know what I'm saying? So I won't be alone during this time because I would literally leave school, get off the school bus, grab my bike, ride my bike to the hospital, sit with her to about like, whenever they say visiting time's over and go home to myself and,
And be by yourself.
be by myself and repeat the whole cycle over the next day. So by them not showing up for me and me having to do a lot of things on my own,
It made you
it
never
made
want to
me
ask for
like, you
help.
know what? I don't need to ask nobody for nothing.
That's crazy. Because I don't ask people for stuff, not exactly for that reason, but I don't ask. So, remember I told you that I asked for help with my tuition,
Mm-hmm.
and the answer I got, that's one. That's the reason why. That's the only reason why I don't ask people for anything, and I just rather go get it myself.
Yeah,
So I can't blame you for that. But yours is like way more deeper than mine. Mine was financial. Yours was more of an emotional disconnect. It's like my mama's in the hospital. I'm by myself. I go see her every day, and none of y'all can even give me the common courtesy to come and hang out with me for a few hours, even if it's till I pass out and you gotta lock the door and whatever, or you tell me, hey, I'm gonna stay here until you fall asleep, but I gotta go home, or you come spend the night at my house for a couple of days so you don't have to feel like that kind of emotional disconnect. And it makes sense because that's why I always notice you never ask me for nothing. Like you now ask me to maybe go grab you something or get you something. But when we first started dating, when we first got together, it was like, I'm like, this man don't ever ask me for nothing.
I have a real serious problem with asking for help. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because you're the reason why I don't mind asking you for nothing, because I know you're not going to tell me no unless it's something you really just unfortunately can't do. And a lot of times I won't ask you for something that I know you can't do. You know.
But yeah, I don't. She can tell you, I don't be like, hey, babe, can you go? You know what
Yeah, he
I'm
won't
saying?
ask me
Grab
to
me a cup
do.
of water. That, and then also, it's kind of hard to ask somebody for something when they're asking you for something. Like, how can you? I'm just gonna use an example.
Mm-hmm.
How can, if she asks me to grab her, you know, a Sprite out the refrigerator, how can I turn around and ask her to grab me a cup of water?
Touche.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, she already beat me to the punch. So
Yeah, we're gonna practice that. If you see me get something, you need something at the kitchen, I need you to start asking. If you see me get up in general, you need something. Just
yeah,
ask.
it's just me. Sometimes, but most of the time when I don't ask is because I
You didn't need
feel,
it right there and
yeah,
there.
I don't need it right then and there, but also I need to get up and move around.
That is true. I
You know what I'm
do. Yeah,
saying?
I'm a busy. See, the thing is, and you move a lot of at work too. But the thing is, I'm such a busybody during the day with the babies. I'm all over the place with them, walking the baby around so she can, get her little move in and chasing Lonnie, getting up, doing this, doing that. I think that by the time you get home, I just don't want to move no more. I'm tired of walking around. I'm tired of
You
getting
ain't
up.
the only one.
Yeah, so by the time you get home, I'm like, because I know it's some days where you get an opportunity to maybe focus on just the area, or you get to do the bedboard, which is very, 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 very slim to none.
Right.
But I feel guilty sometimes asking you to do stuff because you've been moving all day just like I had. That's why I try to wait till I know you're getting ready to go do something. If I'm just like, if my, like, okay, the splinter thing that happened, I didn't really want to get up and walk around, but I knew I needed to. So that's kind of why I try to avoid asking you for stuff, because I was like, let me just get up and try to do stuff myself. Now there's some things that he do better than me. Like he make my tea way better than I can make my tea. I don't even know how to make sugary tea. That's all I know how to make. But the tea I like, which is no sugar, just honey and some lemon, that's the tea I like. And he know how to make it just right. So I'm gonna ask him to make that, cause I ain't got time to try to figure out how to do it how he do it. I'm gonna tell you what.
It's easy. So what first you want to? No, I'm playing.
And it probably is easy. Well, it is. I ain't gonna say probably. It is easy, but I think I just like the way he makes it.
Hey.
So I'd rather him make it. Now the downside is, it's one or two ways it's gonna work. Either the Lord gonna take you first, and I ain't gonna never get my tea made the same way, or the opposite. Lord, don't do it no time soon, though, baby. But
I'm not gonna do it.
Your mama's joke forever lives in my head. People dying to get in there.
Oh no, I was about to say Elizabeth.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you funny. But what else? What else did you have?
That was mostly it, because I don't want to get too deep. But yeah,
We want to save
that's
some of that deepness for
yeah,
when we get.
but that is more one of my childhood traumas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That seeing my mom in a hospital with tubes all down her nose, down her throat, just laying there
That's a lot.
unconscious. You know what I'm saying? One, I'm already mentally not in the right mind, and two, I'm asking for help and I don't get it.
Right.
So, and that also uh, pointed me into the streets too, because I got a lot more help from people that's not necessarily my family than I did from my family.
You know, brother-in-law feel that same way.
Hey,
He feel that
that's how it
same
be
way, and I be
somewhere.
feeling so bad because I'm like, me and my siblings was raised to be family oriented with my mother, right? So to see people who don't have the sibling love and sibling connection, it always baffles me. And I have to remember, not everybody was raised like we were. So it just, but it also too, like I'm not gonna say your family don't have no dysfunction in it, because it definitely does. All families do. But to see like how your family, like your aunts and stuff like that, is a lot more closer, and to see how mine's is distant, that baffles me. Because I know it's possible. I know it's possible to have what they call an all around family, but your family has to want it. Can't just be you that wants it. It don't work that way. But um, when it comes to like childhood trauma should shape you to become who you are. Because everybody's got some type of childhood trauma. It may not be super huge, but everybody's got some type of childhood trauma. And sometimes your childhood trauma don't even come from your family. It can come from schools. It can come from other kids. It may not even come from your family, because sometimes people just don't have that around them. It's not impossible for that not to happen in your family. But we all had some type of childhood trauma. Maybe lost a best friend in school, or not lost as in like we ain't friends no more, more like lost to the grave type of thing. That's still considered trauma. It's a lot of stuff in this world that we don't recognize as childhood trauma until we have to revisit it, and then we go, that's why that went that way. That's why this is that way. Um, like my defense mechanism, my tomboyish ways that I still carry into my adulthood, is just a defense mechanism to stay away from you niggas. Um, no, I'm just playing. But no, I still carried on because it's not childhood trauma or nothing that caused me to be that way. It was just a childhood comfort. And as an adult, I still found comfort in being exactly how I was as a girl, as a little girl. I felt
Right.
comfortable in. Don't even get me wrong now. I ain't wearing no wig. I tried that once and never again. I wore nails, never again. That just wasn't for me.
You know,
Mm-mm.
that is one of my earliest memories of you.
What?
I don't know if it was your wig or what when you was working at the hospital and we was in the break room and you just snatched the wig off your head and was like, it was like that shit was hot.
That was a joke because I
See,
never wear
like I
wigs to
said,
work.
I didn't know. All I know is
I
I was sitting there
never
eating a salad and
and snatch that wig off.
you
That
came in there and
so okay. The joke behind that, what was it? Oh yeah, this was before the wig snatching happened with
with the
yeah.
lady.
So the reason why that happened was because she wore wigs all the time, and it was always a different wig. And I think she tried to say I was wearing a wig because Miss Pate used to always talk about how long and pretty my real hair is. Because she's like, why are you always covering it up in braids and stuff like that? Why don't you just let your real hair flow? So she had made a comment. It's because I ain't got no hair and I really be wearing wigs when I do have my hair down. So that's why I did it. It wasn't my wig. I think it was either Amber's wig or my sister's wig. It was one of their wigs. What color was the wig? Was it red
I
or
don't
was it
remember.
black?
I don't
If it was
remember.
red, it was Amber's. If it was black, it was my sister's.
I
That
don't
I could tell you.
remember.
But
That was like 8 years ago.
it was a long ass time ago. But yeah, for me, that's why that happened. But I've always just been comfortable. Like I said, I wore nails. I think it was my 24th. It was between the 22nd and the 24th birthday. One of those birthdays. We went to St. Louis and I got my nails done. I had my locks already, but I had wore a wig anyway. And I was like, okay, let's see if I can give this a shot. Baby, I had the wig, the nails, and the heels. Don't get me wrong, I was looking fantabulous. But that shit was hot. The nails was uncomfortable because I'm trying to text and I can't text. Then I'm a video gamer, so when it came down to me trying to play the video game and hold my controller and my nails was in the way and my hands are already big, so my hands already take up the whole goddamn controller as it is, so then the nails is in the way. I was like, baby, I said I'm gonna get my money out of these because I paid a nice little penny for them. But as soon as that shit started to poke up where I could see my underbed, baby, I pop them hoes off quick, fast, and hurry. And then I was a floor technician at the time too. So like, how the fuck I'm doing the floors? Actually, I might have been 24 at the time then. No, because we did. No, it wasn't. Oh damn, how old was I? I was probably 23 because we did my 24th birthday at the hotel. But yeah, I said never again. Now heels, I'll probably still wear some heels every now and again, but it got to be a chunky heel because I'm a thick girl. You know, for my height and my weight class, I'm a thick girl. So I gotta wear a chunky heel because if I wear them stiletto pumps in the club, yeah, them bitches is gonna break. Um, because I don't know how sturdy. Well, no, they probably won't. Cause I wear them skinny heels when we was in Houston.
Mm.
I still got that video of me too when I was walking back and forth with it.
Oh.
Amber said it's the booty for me.
Yeah, well, I've seen people bigger than. Excuse me.
Bigger than me to wear heels.
I don't know why I'm yawning.
But child, I'm trying to keep from yawning. But
Yeah,
you know what? I have seen bigger women.
yeah, I've seen women bigger than you, way bigger than you, wear stilettos and I'm sorry, I don't know, just skinny heels, small heels. And I've also
Chunky
seen,
heel, stiletto.
and I also seen those plus size women leaning in them heels too. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm sorry. I put that out there.
I ain't said nothing.
You know what? I'm
But
not sorry. It was funny.
I'm crying. But the thing is, like I said, I'll wear them. It's just not gonna be an everyday thing for a homegirl. Like if I'm going to like a wedding and they want the women to wear some type of heel versus You know, unless they older and they can't wear a heel, that makes sense. Like my baby girl Jordan, she about to get married pretty soon. I'm pretty sure she might want her bridesmaids to wear some type of heel. I will oblige that. I will wear a heel because it makes sense. That's what the fuck she wanted her wedding. That's what the fuck she's gonna get.
As soon as that wedding over, she gonna slide on them Jordans.
You damn Skippy with the dress on, baby. I ain't even gonna come out the dress. It's gonna be stiletto pumps at the wedding. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. But the reception gonna be some J's and I'm stepping in. I make a song out of anything. That's what the stream be saying. They're like, boy, you make a song out of anything. And I do. That's because I got a talented brain. That's why. Tyler Perry, holla at your girl.
Oh, excuse me, I don't know what the
talk to me
hell.
too. The lady who did Nemesis, just give me a call. Which reminds me, I hope Devontae better get back with me because I need to figure out what he want to do with this script. But anyway, anything else you need to add, Pac?
Nah, that's it.
That's it. Well, listen, y'all. It was a pleasure to holler at y'all. We appreciate y'all. Pac, any advice for the people before we close out today?
Yeah, I know what I always say.
Let me do it with you.
Hydrate, mind your own. You live longer.
Amen to that, my brother. And no, I'm not copying his style. I just gotta go back to drinking
water. Water is good. You know, your body's made of 70% water. You deplete that when you sweat and all that, so you have to replenish your water. So
true. My advice to y'all is take care of yourself. However that looks to you, but take care of yourself.
Because ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Amen. Listen, it's been a pleasure to holler at y'all. I appreciate y'all for lending us your ear. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit the follow buttons on our other platforms. And make sure y'all drop questions in our email, which is WitChaOlAsxPodcast. I said that so fucking weird. WitChaOlAsxPodcast@gmail.com. Make sure y'all drop those comments and questions in that email. In the meantime, in between time, I've been your lovely, sexiest, and gracious host, Miss Tay Nicole.
And I'm your co-host, Pac Manley. And Aunt Geneva, I'm not high and I'm not tired. Leave me be. She said I'd be looking like I'm high or I'm tired over here.
A lot of people say that.
I know.
They say you either look high, tired, or that you don't want to be here.
No, it's just that's how I listen.
He just looks like that, y'all. Like, it's just his listening.
I'm not gonna just turn when she's talking, just turn and just stare at her. You know, I just focus, blank out, and listen to
the information.
Yeah.
Don't be coming for my baby. But anyway, we appreciate y'all. Once again, I have been your host, Miss Tay Nicole. He has been your co-host, Pac Manley, and together we are part of a fly-ass podcast called
WitChaOlAsxPodcast.
We love y'all.
Deuces.